These guys are ridiculous. These guys are ridiculous.
Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another episode of How About Them Celtics. Seminary here recording Monday, March 18th, ahead of Celtics-Pistons. Celtics-Pistons recap will be in this episode. You'll get that in just a couple minutes here. Before we start, a reminder, as always, to subscribe to the YouTube How About Them Celtics. We're at like almost at 2.3K right now. We're climbing up there. We'd appreciate it. Leave a like on this video. It helps boost the channel. And if you're watching on listening on podcast platforms, follow us there. Leave us a 5-star rating. And most importantly, comment what's poppin' in the YouTube comments for a chance to win a $10 Incognito gift card. Sam, how you doing today? I talked to you an hour ago, and then my microphone broke. I had to buy a new one, and we're back. But how we doing?
I am doing better than you. My microphone did not break today. My Wi-Fi did, which was awful. I'm going to the game later. Celtics versus Pistons, the Sam Bowl. So you really can't get any better than that unless, and I have not looked at this yet, I did think of it, unless Scott Foster is on the call.
Should we do a live check?
Yeah, I don't know where to check, though.
I got it. Celtics tonight have Curtis Blair, John Butler, Evan Scott. Evan Scott.
Not fun. Evan Scott,
No.
the Kemba ref.
Yeah, that's all I know him from. Scott Foster not on the game tonight, so it's not like he went somewhere else instead. You just get the night off. Let the man get a break. He deserves it.
It's okay. Yeah. Another Celtics-Pistons game on Friday.
The worst part about my mic, though, so the way my cord works is like I wrap the cord around my desk chair because if not, it gets in the way of me typing and I have to look stuff up. So I have like maneuver around it. But then if I move my desk chair too fast, it yanks the mic off the desk. And so what happens, it yanked it off and the USB port in my mic broke.
That happened in my old mic.
Yeah. And so I just couldn't do anything. Unfortunate. I had to order a new good mic. Best Buy, all they had is this little rinky dink, like hopefully I sound all right, but
You sound normal.
anyways, good. All right, we'll take it then. Anyways, let's head over to the Celtics Pistons recap. All right, Sam and I are here after Celtics Pistons 11-10 after the game. Celtics earned the win over Sam's Pistons. I'm sure Sam is devastated. 119-94 win
tanking.
for Boston. You're right. My
We're
bad.
tanking.
119-94 win for the Pistons. Derrick White drops his first career triple-double. Jaylen Brown with pretty quiet 31 points, I'd say. He finished with 30, and I didn't really realize. Peyton Pritchard with an equally as quiet 23. It was a pretty quiet night, it felt like, for most people. Kristaps had his 20. It just felt like the Celtics were just better kind of in every facet of the game, and it's probably because they were, but it didn't, like, outside of Derrick White's triple-double, you didn't really notice anybody else dominating. There was a little stretch there in the third where Jaylen really got to his spots. He had the cool and one, he had the dunks, and so you're like, oh, wow, Jaylen must be having a big game. And then you look and he's like, wait, he has 30? But good win overall for the Celtics. What you need to take care of against a team like the Pistons. No offense.
So the funny thing about this game is I felt the opposite. I actually felt like everybody that played well took a billion shots for whatever reason. I mean, I had it different than you. Like, I was in the crowd, so I didn't have my laptop and the stats in front of me. Like, I know they have the monitors up top with all the numbers.
Mhm.
But I was like, oh, my God, wait, what? Kristaps, 50%, Jaylen, 55%, Derrick White, 50% from three, and Pritchard, 57%. I felt like all those guys took like 20 shots. So I'm really impressed. Like, when I opened the box score, I was like, oh, my gosh, the efficiency that the top played with today was excellent. Good on those guys. The Derrick White triple-double was about the funniest thing I've ever watched try and happen, because in the fourth quarter, I just talked about efficiency. It was the complete opposite. This man, Derrick White, played the whole first half of the fourth quarter trying to get one assist, and everybody was selling him. They had nothing for him. Missed layups, dropped passes. Springer, unfortunately, missed an open three. Springer, by the way, who I thought played pretty well in this game.
He was
and nobody could get him that final assist. Finally, they got it for him and got him out of the game. I wasn't thrilled when Porzingis was in this game in the fourth quarter. I'll tell you that. When it was a 24-point game going in the fourth, I was like, I think Kristaps is probably done.
My dad needed one Porzingis 3 to get his parlay, and he hit it, and then he left the game. And so did the
fuckers next to me. All they cared about were their bets. I know, like, Prize Picks sponsors us, and they are not betting. They are entries. You do entries on Prize Picks. Picking. You submit entries. But I'll tell you this, sports betting is annoying as hell when you're at the game and you got the idiots next to you. I need this many more from Pritchard. I mean, these guys bet on Luke Cornett.
Respect.
I mean, credit to him. Yeah, I mean, it's better than
they
being
don't
like, I
ball.
hate Luke Cornett. He's the worst guy ever. But you got these guys like just count Cornett, Pritchard. Like they bet. Do they bet on everybody? They just going down the line. I need X amount of points from this guy, X amount of points from that guy. Shut the fuck up and support the team, will you? Oh, awful. They finally left after Porzingis hit the 3 you're talking about, and it was fantastic. Never. What'd you say?
Nothing. I thought you were done. You can keep going.
No, I was gonna say something mean. I'm not gonna say.
No. No, you have to say.
No, you wouldn't like. You're not gonna like it.
Okay, never mind. Don't say it. We said it on Talking C's this morning. Tatum didn't play, so Sam had to find something else to complain about. Glad it was the people next to you, not a player on the team. Respect.
Yeah, no. I mean, I thought everybody that played it was pretty good. We were driving back, and Kaylin goes, "Who do you think played the best, and who do you think played the worst?" And it took me a while to think about anybody that played the worst. Unfortunately, the person I landed on, a little bit of friendly fire. O'Shea was 1 of 7.
Yeah.
He wasn't the greatest today. He was the only negative in the plus minus in the entire team.
He was smoking all the layups. He could not.
There were some where those guys got hit down low and they didn't get any whistles, though.
Yes, but yes, period. Yes, period.
Yeah.
However, my response would be maybe start kicking the ball out. Maybe just like get it moving again.
That's true.
Don't just go right up with the shot.
Springer had one of the most fire
fine,
takes I've ever seen. I was watching from the corner angle, so I could see you guys. There was you know how they have like the little ring that all the lights in the hockey net hangs on up top there where the banners are? That thing was blocking your head, but I could see you guys.
Okay. Gotcha.
So anyway, from my perspective, I see this man take off like he was about to dunk on 2 people, and then he gets hit. And I was like, oh my gosh, he tried to kill them. I was trying to explain it to Kaylin. I was like, no, like that was crazy what he was about to try and do to them. So I liked his energy off the bench today. He had like a nice sequence. I saw your tweet notifications popping up of you doing the clips, and there was one where it was like, look at this Springer sequence. He got an offensive rebound, then an and one, I think, and then the man came down and pinned somebody off the glass. I forget which one of our boys it was. Also, I can't believe the Celtics let Wiseman get a ring. I can't believe that. Just watching him out there today, I was like, that guy is a championship at my expense.
That is tough. I can pull up the clip. I know what you're talking about. He got a nice finish or an offensive rebound over Fournier. Tipped it to himself, hit a little jumper in the lane, then went down and just two-handed like stuffed somebody on the other end.
Fournier,
it was 6.
Borders
All
like that line of guys. I kind of think that they should boo every time he touches the ball.
All the shots he took, all the shots. This is Springer though. Gets the offensive glass over Fournier, fights hard for it.
Yep.
Fadeaway jumper in the lane,
which he is very good at.
Yes, those little middies are money for him. And then it's Marcus Sasser driving to the hoop, and he just two-hand like says, "See you later."
That was crazy to watch. And Sasser was like, "I'm just going in on all the Celtics. Everybody's waiting for me. I'm still going to go up on him."
Not the best play. Not the best play. No, but Springer was really good tonight. He had plus 10, plus minus off the bench. He 6 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. All of his rebounds were offensive rebounds too. 2 blocks as well. 2 of 5. Can't hit a 3. His 3-point jump shot is not great, but he did all the other stuff.
There's time.
Making the extra passes, which was good. Offensive rebounding was nice. I thought Svi was actually kind of fine in this game. He didn't shoot the ball well, but like his defense was kind of impressing me a little bit. He was like being a menace off the ball, getting his hands in the pocket of the ball handlers a lot.
Passing lanes, he had some deflections too.
Yeah. 2 of 8 from 3 isn't ideal, but he was taking some tough ones. Which
all right. First time out there in a while where he's getting real game time minutes. It's tough to ask him to come out red hot. And he started the game taking good looks. Like he was playing within the flow of the offense. I know with Svi, there's this weird thing where he's just like, I'm shooting no matter what. But in this game, the ones he took early, he missed, but they were open corner shots, which I had no problem with.
Yeah. Sorry.
No pause for me. Yeah. No,
I know.
I understand exactly what's happening.
What was I going to say next? Oh, Tillman, also awesome. Dude, his defense is so sick. He's so sick.
He had a nice stop down low on, I think it was Duran, where he just took some elbows to the face and got him to throw it off the back of the rim. He needed
Dude,
a
there was
minute.
one possession. I want to find it. I tweeted it out, and I tweeted effectively, yeah, the Celtics just put Malachi Flynn in purgatory, and they said, sorry, brother, you're not doing anything. Like, look at this possession, right? Malachi Flynn gets the ball at the top of the key. Let me make it the super cool reaction screens just because it's fun. Gets the ball at the top of the key. Jaden Springer on him, menace, right? Bothered him, not going anywhere. Says, no, I don't want O'Shea on me. I want Xavier Tillman on me. One. Stupid.
Yeah.
Dumb. Tillman goes on him, says, okay, nope, not driving there. Hand in. Okay, my bad. I'll back off. Loses the ball, fumbling around in the corner. Fournier, Pritchard on him. Menace. Dude, air ball.
Yeah. Fournier, awful. You want to talk about washed Fournier? Get him off my Pistons. I'll tell you what about the Pistons watching this game. Their offense is dreadful to watch.
They can't
not because they're not talented. It's because they run the same thing. They set screens for guys that really shouldn't be, being heliocentric ball handler guys. And they have no guys moving off the ball. It's everything we hate about the Celtics late game offense, but for the entire game. They have no ball movement. How many total assists did the Pistons have today? Let me pull it up. I got the box score right here.
I have it.
They have 21. All right. Bad take. Oh, no, 21's kind of low, isn't it?
Well, it's not amazing.
Yeah, okay.
It's not horrible, but it's not great. I mean, they only made 36 shots, so I guess it's all relative. But the Pistons are just bad. Like, I was watching the game up on the ninth floor with Bobby, Trevor, and Justin, and I turned to them. I go, these guys are just really not good at basketball. And they were like, yeah, no shit. And I was like, no, but like, it's not that they're like not trying or they're not like executing or they're not running stuff. Like, they're running stuff. They just like suck. They're just like, they just can't make shots. They can't do anything. Like, they're just lost.
Well, there's some of that.
Like, I'm watching. It's a poorly run team when Taj Gibson is playing.
Yes.
For you. I'm
and
sorry.
Shooting threes.
Like, yeah.
Ivy was good today. To his credit, he was good from the jump. He was aggressive. Not the greatest three-point shooter I've ever seen, but he did a good job at getting to the rim, finished with his left hand, and was the only guy on the Pistons that was giving them anything consistently. Thought Duren was kind of underwhelming. They didn't really give him the ball or put him in any kind of position to score. Thought that was bizarre.
I didn't tweet it out because I was like, I got distracted taking another clip. Like, Jaylen Brown, I think, got an and one, so I did that clip instead. These motherfuckers played potentially the worst defense I've ever seen in my life on Kristaps Porzingis. Every single time there was a screen, Jalen Duren helped Kristaps open for three. Every single time. Like,
you know who knew that, Jack, was the guys next to me. Every time, even if it wasn't off a screen, it was like, give it to Kristaps. Give it to him. We need a three.
Watch this. Ready? We're just gonna watch all of Kristaps' threes. At least 4 out of 5 of them were just Jalen Duren going, dude, I'm just going to go hanging over here. What's the worst that can happen? Dude, opening play of the game. I clipped this. These guys had them in a spin zone. Look at this. Isaiah Stewart and Stanley Mude are lost. They're like, oh, I'll get him. Oh, wait. Bang. Like, lost.
I mean, it only takes somebody with half a brain to tell you that they're going to run something to get Kristaps a shot after he's missed a week or two.
Let's see. Jalen Duren. I'm sorry. I'm gonna, angry coaching guy. You remember him?
Yeah.
If your defense is so bad that you have to send help defense on Luke Cornett on a roll and leave Kristaps Porzingis open as a result, fire the team. fire the team. What are we doing? Also, at least like half help and then get back out. Like, you don't fully commit. Hopefully your guys can recover. Like, oh my God. Let's see the next one. Let's see what happens.
I know they have a lot of big guys on this Pistons team. Do you really think you need Stewart and Duren on the floor at the same time?
Dude, they started him. This is the one I wanted to clip. It's James Wiseman. I'm sorry.
And NBA champion James Wiseman.
You are. Dude, he is helping off of Porzingis before a screen is even set.
Yep.
What are we doing? Jaden, not only is Jaden Ivey there and ready to get back, you have 2 people ready to help contest in the paint.
So bad.
So bad.
It's an IQ thing, man. That's why Wiseman didn't stick. He just doesn't know where to be. He doesn't have the IQ to play in the NBA.
Look at this.
I mean, this one was the easiest one of all time.
Ready?
They're getting back and just Wiseman going right to the paint is unbelievable.
I'll be angry coaching. Pick up your guy. Pick up your guy. Pick up your guy. Pick up your guy. 3.
Yeah.
Just every single one was just.
That was the one. The
like,
guys next to me fell over.
Football season may be over, but the action on the floor is heating up. Whether it's a tournament season or the fight for a playoff home court, there's no shortage of high-stakes basketball moments this time of year. Get in on the excitement with Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app, where you can turn your hoops knowledge into serious cash. Testing my skills on Prize Picks this season is the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $1,000 with just a few taps. Prize Picks is really simple to play, and I can make my picks and submit my entry in less than 60 seconds. Download the app today and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Use the code CLNS for the first deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
They treated him like Taj Gibson. Like, that's not your teammate, brother. This isn't practice. Like, come on.
So bad.
Get going. We didn't even talk about Jalen. Jalen was a monster in this game again. Like, there was a point in the third where he just kind of decided, I'm better. 3 of 6 from 3, 31 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, only 3 turnovers in the night, 11 of 20 from the field. He was bullying guys in the lane as he does. Like I said, like, the fact that we've gotten to the point where Jalen can have a, quote, quiet 30 is a testament to how efficient and effective he's been over the last month.
You didn't feel it. Didn't feel like he was forcing much. Like, this was a game where Jalen could have came out and been like, look, I'm getting my points. Like, this is the Pistons. We don't need to try, blah, 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 blah. I want to have 50. He didn't really do that. He came out aggressive, kind of. It was Porzingis that had all the early points. And then I think White had a few too. But then Jalen kind of got going throughout the game, made some threes, did good on the drive, got out in transition, had some big dunks. It was cool. And he just read the game well. He did what you need to do as the top guy. Granted, it was against Detroit, who is a 12-win team and looked awful as we dissected here. But he was making the right reads nonetheless.
Yeah. I feel like we touched on Derrick White, but we didn't talk about like what he said after the game. So Jared Weiss asked him, he was like, so your whole thing is you don't like stat padding. How'd it feel to stat pad for 5 minutes? And Derrick White just laughed. He goes, I didn't like it.
You could tell he hated it. He wanted to get out of that game so bad, and nobody would let him. He was like,
exhausted. I've been close a few times. He's like, I've been close a few times. So like, I figured, all right, let's get it this time. I got it. He had a couple turnovers, and then the Celtics. Oh, goodbye. I didn't click anything. Did you click yourself out of the stream?
The computer's doing the thing where the touch screen's acting up. I'm not convinced any computer needs a touch screen. Just, I don't think it does.
Mine has a touch screen. I like it.
Doesn't need it.
What was I going to say? Oh,
how often do you use it?
Yeah, all the time. I literally click comments with it.
Really?
Every single stream. Yeah. God damn it! Now I'm focused. Oh, they had Springer in the game. Springer missed the 3 to get D White the assist, so they subbed Springer out for Pritchard. Let Pritchard hit the 3, then brought Springer back in the game for Derrick White.
That was like, unbelievable stat padding, and it's crazy how long it took. Like, it was dreadful to watch.
I'm okay with it though because it's Derrick White and he deserves it.
No, I mean I thought he did. It was cool. Rondo was there to watch him get a triple double in the number 9. So
9. Yep,
little storyline thing.
Electric. Also good. Luke Cornett sick in this game again. he was a baller,
he had a big
man.
Block.
Yeah, he had 3 blocks in this game and 2 steals, 6 offensive rebounds, 3 of which at least were in the first quarter.
Prime Shaq.
He was a monster. Jordan Walsh got in the game, super cool dunk, good for him.
Loud dunk.
O'Shea hit a 3. If nothing else, he did hit a 3.
Yeah, easy work for O'Shea.
I think that about covers it. Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah. So tragic moment tonight. T-shirt toss.
Oh no.
The lady saw a t-shirt slip right through her hands. Made eye contact with the cheerleader that came up to the balcony. The cheerleader may have thrown an errant pass, but it appeared to be catchable from my perspective.
I heard Kalen sigh in the background.
Yeah. And it was a tough moment. It was a tough moment. Slipped through. It's gonna haunt you? Yeah. She's devastated. She was so excited, trying to get the cheerleader's attention. Cheerleader looked at her. They made eye contact. They understood, and it didn't go to plan.
Who got the T-shirt? Somebody in front of you?
Behind. Overthrew her.
Oh, it went right through.
Yes, exactly
No. That happened to me at a game last year, but I was like, it wasn't like I was just standing there. I like tried to Odell Beckham that shit that I missed.
Best T-shirt story I have. I went to the Bruins one time with my dad, and my dad boxed out this old lady. He caught the T-shirt.
That's so sick. I love that. That rocks. That rocks. All right, that's all I got. I think that about covers it. I don't got anything else.
That
You got anything?
covers it. You're probably tired. I'm tired, and you have to go home. So
I do have to go home. I got to get the tea. And the orange line is shut down, so I take the green line today instead.
Oh, excellent.
Shout out the orange line. Okay, let's start over the rest of the pod. All right, we are back after talking Celtics-Pistons. Hopefully we were in a good mood. Sam was at the game as well. I was there. He was there with his girlfriend. So hopefully it was a good time. A lot of uncertainty as to who's actually playing in that game. Celtics. I was in the car, Sam, and they put out the injury report, and it said Celtics has started a thread. I was like, oh no. That's what I knew.
Wait.
Yeah, I know. I got the PR update, and it said Celtics PR has started a thread. I was like, oh God, that's probably not a good thing. But hopefully it was a good result. Doubling back to the Celtics-Wizards game, Sam Hauser, who did not play in the Pistons game, he has officially been ruled out at the time of recording this, avoided serious injury. Adam Himmelsbach of the Boston Globe reported saying, according to a league source, Sam Hauser avoided serious injury when he sprained his ankle in the midst of a historic shooting performance Sunday and is not expected to be sidelined for an extended period of time, which good, because that ankle injury looked really, really bad when it happened. So it's good to hear that Sam's okay. Hauser's okay. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, no, it is really good. Like when I found out about the injury happening, I wasn't thrilled. I was worried. I was like, is this really going to be like they lose a guy and it's like not one of the guys, but it's somebody that you don't want to be without? Like, I don't know, Jack, probably better to have a 45% three-point shooter than not. It's kind of cool to have one, especially if,
say so.
Hauser is not a liability on defense. He's someone that you can trust to defend. He's not going to get efficiently picked on in a postseason scenario. So his health is going to be important going into the spring. It's good that he's not going to miss an extended amount of time because you just don't want to have to deal with that. If there was any time for anybody to have to like miss a few games, this isn't the worst ever time for that, but this is about the limit. After today, after yesterday, I don't want to see any more injuries. No more injuries. Everybody stay healthy. Playoffs coming up. Big boy games coming. Need everybody to be there. It's time to finally win this freaking championship. I've had enough.
I would contend that there shouldn't be any injuries ever. I say just ban them. If you get hurt, you're banned. So
I would like to not have any injuries, but sometimes you have to remember. You have to remember, like, listen, some guys are going to get hurt. It's going to happen. So you have to compromise. You're like, okay, you can get hurt, but only like this window.
Yeah. Waste the injuries at the start of the season if they're going to happen. Knock on wood that the Celtics
Shout out Gordon Hayward.
Get out of there. Maybe not that bad. Maybe like short term at the start of the season. Anyways, next thing we got, moving away from the current Celtics, looking at the former Celtics, Dalano Banton is still like murdering in Portland. I saw something on Twitter yesterday. I assume that's where you pulled this from, or maybe not. But
Reddit.
People were like debating. Okay, maybe Reddit, but I saw it on Twitter. People saying like, did the Celtics make a mistake? Should they have kept Dalano Banton? For what it's worth, he didn't play well against the Celtics. That was like his worst game. But in the games around that one, Dalano Banton has put up 18, 7-4, 13, 5-5, 38-5, 25, 7-4 against the Celtics. He put up 8, 2-4. Then he put up 12, 5-2, 16, 2-2, and then 28, 5-6. So he has been on fire, playing really well, getting a lot of run for Portland, which has been good for him. And people on Twitter saying, did the Celtics make a mistake? Stop, please. Dalano Banton was never going to get this opportunity to shine in Boston. Period. There's no other argument. Maybe he had the talent. He clearly had the talent, but who were you going to play him over? If you put Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser, or any other Celtics player in this position in Portland, they'd do the same thing. It's because the Celtics had a lot of talent on their team. That's just the bottom line.
Yeah, in hindsight, looking back, it's really great that they didn't trade Pritchard last year because there were talks of that. There was the thing that he wanted to be traded. They instead moved on from Smart, unfortunately, and Malcolm, who was only here for a season. And now Pritchard is getting plenty of opportunities with the new built roster, and he looks great. He looks comfortable. I can only imagine if he got traded to some team that really didn't have a whole lot of guys out there, he would have had plenty of free reign. He would have been putting up numbers kind of like you saw in the Wizards game where he's putting up 13 assists. He's not just scoring. And everyone would have been like, why'd they get rid of that guy? He was good. They didn't give him a chance. And I mean, it's true. Like, Celtics really didn't give Banton much of a chance, but are they supposed to? I don't think so. It's really hard to, especially when Tatum and Brown are your best players and they play the same position as him. And then you have Hauser as the backup, who we just talked about how good he is. 44% from three. Can't really sit him for Banton. To my credit, back in the summer when we found out that they picked him up, I was excited. I was excited about his skill set. I was like, this guy can probably play. He's going to be an interesting fit. It'll be fun to see what he brings. Didn't play great in the summer league. Didn't get much of an opportunity in the regular season. But now that he actually has some opportunity, look who was right. Me. I was right. So don't worry about it. Going forward, am I going to be upset if they don't give certain guys run? No. You've seen this in the past. Nesmith was here, played forward, didn't get any opportunity, goes to Indiana. All of a sudden, he's an impact player. Could he have done that for the Celtics? Maybe if he got drafted a little bit earlier and he had time to develop, but there was just no room for it. Unfortunately, he's just not going to have that sort of room to grow if he's behind Tatum, Brown, and Hauser. It just doesn't happen.
I mean, even if you wanted to play him at the guard position, what are you going to play him over Derrick White, Drew Holiday, Peyton Pritchard? Like, there was just no space for him in the rotation, unfortunately. And for what it's worth, like, Portland has all the space in the rotation. They've got as much space as they need to create because they have injuries and just their roster sucks, to put it bluntly. But since he's joined the Blazers, he's averaging 14.5 points, 4.3 rebounds, 2.8 assists on 42-39 shooting. So good for him. I'm happy for him. I'm glad that he's figuring it out. It's good to see. And if anything, shout out local guy. He went to high school in Massachusetts. If anything, though, it just shows that the Celtics have a good eye for talent regardless of who gets the run, because like they're not always going to be able to give these guys minutes. But the fact that they identified Banton as a potential good player is something. If anything, this is more of an indictment on the Raptors because they could actually use Dalano Banton at the point guard position. And they just said, nah, get him gone. Celtics, you can sign him to a 1+ team option in free agency. So, or just a 1 year, actually. I don't even think he got the team option. So, good for Banton. Happy he's playing well. Let's go over to the email. Yes, sir. See what y'all had to say. But first, we can do the Incognito wheel. Spoiler alert: only one entrant today. One entrant for Incognito. So, congratulations to Ruben. You win. So
you're a winner.
Popcorn. He commented an hour ago, said, "What's popping? I don't know what videos, but I'm gonna just say it on every one." And so, congrats. Your persistence paid off. Email us at hbtcpod@gmail.com with your name and phone number, and we'll get you hooked up with a $10 Incognito gift card. Again, you, Ruben, or anybody, just if you want to get on the pod, we read the emails every pod. hbtcpod@gmail.com. Okay, let's check in with RJ, who sent us a few emails since the last time. What's poppin'? How do you avoid becoming Celtics Twitter? Evening, gents. First off, I quite enjoyed Friday's trivia contest with Bobby pulling it out at the buzzer. Damn. Nice to see the excitement over winning the clutch. Quick question, because I'm kind of tapped out for meaningful topics at the moment. What do each of you do when you hit a stretch where words aren't flowing for you? I mean, without descending into the depths of clickbait, of course. Be well, RJ. This tagline left blanket intentionally. Well, you beat me. Thanks, RJ. I don't know. I am usually the just power through and force myself to write most of the time, like even when I'm not feeling it. So sometimes I'll take like a day off where I'll do nothing, but especially for, I mean, I assume you're asking for like the more in-depth like Celtics blog articles. Obviously, I do a lot of aggregation work, so those are pretty like standard. Just pump them out, but I don't know. I write something pretty much every single game for the Celtics, anyways. So it's just a matter of like pushing through it, I guess. But it definitely gets to the point where sometimes you just want to take a break, and so you take a day or two.
It's tough because Jack and I are different. Writing is not my full-time job, unfortunately. But what I can tell you is when I can't really think of anything, like Jack says, sometimes if I'm like, okay, I have to do something, I will look, I will find something. I go on Twitter, I go on Reddit. I try and go through anywhere that there might be just like little tidbits of inspiration and find something. But then there are just days I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to force anything and make like a bad piece of work, which is a problem. Right now it's a problem for me because it like keeps me from starting. I'll be like, oh, like, do I really want to do that? It's not going to be my best work. And I just make an excuse for myself not to do it. So I did the Tatum and Brown article a week or so ago. And that was one where I didn't have a whole lot going on upstairs. And I just was like, okay, like, let's take a look around. And there was a quote going around. I made something out of it. Once I get going, I'm okay. But finding something that I'm like, oh, that'll be interesting to write about can be tough at times. So I completely feel RJ on that one.
Mm-hmm. And I also have a problem at like putting too much on my plate. Like I'll want to do like 4 different things and then I'll just end up doing nothing. Like that's the problem. Like I just need to focus one thing at a time. Like I have 2 different articles for Celtics blog I want to work on right now, but I haven't started either. And so like 3 actually, I have 3 things I need to do for Celtics blog, and it's a mess. But we'll get it going. Next one, RJ. What's poppin'? I'll trade you. Morning, just barely here, guys. Sometimes the eye test can fool us. A memorable player too lives in our heads rent-free while we steady, consistent, better play gets overlooked. Consider the effective trades we made this past offseason, giving up for Marcus Smart and Grant Williams for Drew Holiday. And, in essence, Sam Hauser. Effectively more Sam Hauser minutes, yes. We all have our favorite winning play from Marcus's time in Boston. Mine is the pair of late-game fouls he coaxed Harden into. I agree. G. Will was memorable, too, from his transformation as an 0-25 3-point shooter to the Grant game against Milwaukee. It's easy to summon these clips up as we argue for their value. Deceptively easy. Numbers tell a different story. In his last year in Boston, Grant contributed 0.104 win shares per 48 minutes. His wins over replacement was 1.35. He made a positive contribution. Sam Hauser this year has a 0.129 win shares per 48 and a wins over replacement player of 2.97. That's already. Also, Hauser has more defensive value than Grant did. You can just visit Basketball Reference to confirm that. I believe you. What about Marcus versus Drew? 22-23. Marcus had a lower win shares per 48 than Grant, but his wins over replacement player was an identical 1.35. Drew, by comparison, is sporting a 0.142 and a 6.75 wins over replacement player. By the way, if you want to know why Luke Cornett is getting minutes, check out his win shares per 48 minutes. Doing the right thing consistently isn't flashy, but it puts up flashy numbers like 52 and 14. Be well, RJ. I mean, I think those are all positive things. I wonder how much of that factors into the fact that they are just overall like winning more games, which that's not to discredit those players because those players are a reason they're winning more games, but those numbers are probably like significantly better because the Celtics have just a significantly better record. Actually, I don't even know if that's true because they had a good record last year, but I don't know.
What the hell is a win share? I always see it. I have a vague idea of what it actually is, but I don't know how they come up with that.
Let me take a look. Because I know a place where I can look to find out what it is. Let me
Me being stupid is a very good thing for the listeners because they get to learn a little bit.
Win shares, how to calculate win share.
Because for me, there are so many stats out there that are advanced, and you don't know which ones actually matter. For a while, plus minus was one of those that you think, oh yeah, that should be important, and it actually isn't. So I'm curious to learn about this one a bit.
This is a lot of numbers. Let's see. That's not just calculating win shares. Bill James developed a system such that one win is equivalent to 3 win shares. My system deviates from James's in 3 key ways. In James's system, 1 win is equivalent to 3 win shares. In my system, 1 is equivalent to 1 win share. James made win shares directly proportional to team wins. In a system, a baseball team that wins 80 games will have exactly 240 win shares. A baseball team that wins 90 games will have exactly 270 win shares. In my system, a basketball team that wins 25 games will have about 25 win shares, give or take. James did not allow for the possibility of negative win shares. In his system, the fewest number of win shares a player can have is 0. In my system, a player can have negative win shares. I justify this by thinking about it in the following way. A player with negative win shares was so poor that they essentially took away wins that their teammates had generated. Examples: offensive win shares are credited to a player is based on Dean Oliver's points produced and offensive possessions. The process for crediting offensive win shares is outlined below using Jared Sullinger and the 2012 Buckeyes as an example.
What a pull.
Calculate points produced for each player. So Sullinger estimated 609.7 points produced. The offensive possessions had an estimated 500.3 offensive possessions. Calculate the marginal offense for each player. Marginal offense is equal to points produced minus 0.875 division points per possession, or times division points per possession times offensive possessions. For Sullinger, this is 610 minus 0.875. I'm not reading all this. I'm done. I quit.
Sorry for those on audio platforms or anybody really trying to comprehend what it is.
How many wins you contributed to the team. Jason Tatum leads the Celtics in win shares this season because his play has directly, based on offensive points added and defensive points saved, contributed the most to the Celtics wins this season.
Okay.
Effectively.
All I needed was the points added, points saved. It's essentially a net rating.
Effectively. Kind of. Yeah, pretty much. Like, okay. I'll give you the breakdown. Let me see if win shares is on this page somewhere. Yeah, so win shares this season for this Celtics team, Tatum's at 9.2, right? Derrick White is second at 7.1. So Tatum has been a beast this season effectively. Porzingis 6.4, Holiday 5.9, Jaylen Brown 5.5, Horford 5.4. Offensive win shares, Tatum leads that at 5.5. Defensive win shares, Tatum also leads it at 3.7. So Tatum, that is it. And value over replacement player, he is also top of the top. So, yes, effectively, it's just how many wins based on their offensive points added, defensive points saved, effectively. Anyways, next email. God, what's poppin'? Love the draft preview. Afternoon, guys, getting ready for the game and the pregame. Really enjoyed your conversation with Tyler Rucker, which you guys should all go check out, by the way. The time you spent on Zach Edey, even though the Boilers didn't close up the big used to be 10 tournament, coat match painter somehow seems to get less for more every year, except as far as keeping his contract, but I digress. I think as much as I think Zach Edey has a career ahead of him in the NBA, the folks who downplay him forget that he didn't really get into basketball until later than a lot of kids. He keeps making progress. Would love to see him in Boston. I think the most interesting landing spot for him would be San Antonio. Imagining Edey and Wemby playing a double big lineup the size of the Alps for Coach Pop, who is known to use big men for, and the NBA would be wondering what hit them. I could also imagine Pop signing Luke Cornett, not just for the vibes, but because of how Luke understands what it means to be a great teammate. Anyway, a quick hit on breakfast foods. French toast wins out over pancakes and Belgian waffles. Love you, RJ. The ones that come out of a press. By adding a magic ingredient of powdered cinnamon on top and the melted butter before adding the syrup. Good pork sausage with the French toast makes it amazing. As to eggs, the two things that make your eggs, fried, scrambled, or omelets, better are the right size skillet and lid. I never flip my fried eggs. I heat up the butter, crack in eggs, salt and pepper, then put a glass lid on the small skillet. This keeps them from drying out. You can see the yolks cooked to the amount you want. Take them off the burner with about 30 seconds before you think they are done, and leave the lid on. For omelets, preparation is key. Have all your fillings diced and laid out before you start. You want a larger skillet so your egg mix is even and thin. Add your ingredients sooner than you think. The eggs are still a bit watery in the center. And then fold the edges with your spatula. Same as fried eggs. Take it off the heat a little sooner than you think and let the heat of the omelet finish cooking. My favorite is a 3-egg smoked salmon, cream cheese, and onion omelet with a dash of salt, pepper, and dill. Be well, RJ. A fan of breakfast all day long. Yeah, dude, breakfast.
Respect.
Breakfast might be the best go out to restaurant meal of the day.
Yes, agree.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, RJ. One more we got from RJ. What's poppin'? Today's object lesson. Evening, guys. Today, the game today was a blast. It's about the Wizards game. I was bummed about Sam Hauser not getting a chance to break some records, and I hope his ankle heads up quickly. But Sam's tweet can be useful. I've been flogging the idea that the Celtics clinch the top spot and get more time for the bench and deep guys to get more floor time before the playoffs. I don't think that Svi or Nemi are going to get minutes, but none of us thought Sam was going to roll his ankle on the Wizards bench guy. So Svi and Nemi and Springer being comfortable contributing within the flow of the team concept, not just knowing the play, but having some sort of feel for their teammates too. Right now, the Celtics have the luxury of getting time to get these guys some run. I hope they take advantage of that resource. Be well, RJ. Agree. Hopefully, they can use this latter half of the season for it.
I almost did a end of the bench guy power rankings on the sheet today, but I kind of want to save it. And like just to go through as we kind of get into the garbage time of the season where, who do you want to see more of? Who are you excited about? Blah, 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 blah. But not yet. We'll get there. We'll get there.
We shall get there. We will eventually. All right. Let's check in with the standings, see who's doing well around the league.
I will change the background.
I got it already. Oh, oops. It's Tyler Recker right now, and we're good. Okay. Let's see what we got. Celtics 8-2 in their last 10, 5-game win streak. Bucks 7-3, 2-game win streak. They're picking it up. The Cavs are falling off a cliff, 4-6. Knicks 6-4 with the 3-game win streak, so they're picking it up. Magic have also won 3 in a row. They're 8-2 in their last 10. They're just hot as Boston.
Respect.
Pacers 5-5. Everybody in the 7 through 10 range is winning, although they have not won a lot in their last 10 games. They have just won their last one. And then anything past 10 at this point is irrelevant. The Nets, Raptors, Hornets, Pistons, Wizards. Unless you're the Pistons and Sam's a fan, we're not going to be talking about them too much.
Unfortunately, Pistons have that big, fat, disgusting O next to their name. They are out. Eliminated officially. It's sad. I had hope. I thought they could make a late push for the 10 spot. And if they got in at this point, I would hate to play them. Toronto sneaking up there. 7 in a row. Almost at double digits.
I was like, what are you talking about?
1-9 in the last 10.
That they are. They are truly terrible. The race from 3 to 8 now is interesting because the Cavs are 11 games back, but they're only 2 games ahead of the Knicks in 4th, and the Knicks are only half a game up on the Magic. Magic are only 2 games up on the Pacers, and then the Heat and the Sixers are only half a game behind the Pacers in 6th. So this is going to be a real battle for who has to play in the play-in and who doesn't.
This is going to be a fun month for people that care about like the rest of the league because there's so much shifting that could happen around. As we get to the West, you're going to see like the middle of that conference is an absolute shit show.
Let's take a look. 7-3 Thunder top the West. Nuggets are in second is what I meant. They're 8-2 in their last 10. T-Wolves without Cat are still staying afloat. They're 6-4. They're only a game back in the top seed, so they should be good. The Clippers, who were once a part of that solidified top 4, have now fallen down into the 4th seed and are only a game ahead of the Pelicans in 5th. Pelicans have won 2 in a row, 7-3 in their last 10. They have the 3rd best win differential in the Western Conference, better than the Nuggets, better than the Clippers, better than the Kings, better than everybody except the Thunder and the Timberwolves. So credit to them. They've been soaring up lately. They have a real chance to steal home court advantage from a Clippers team who is just assumed to have had it. Kings, meanwhile, are in 6th. They've surged their way back out of the play-in, but the Mavericks, and the Suns are all 8.5 games back. They're all effectively tied, while the Warriors and Lakers are both 11.5 games back, fighting to see who will get the tops, home court advantage in the 9-10 game. And just like the East, handshake. Rockets, Jazz, Grizzlies, Blazers, Spurs. Probably not going to be talking about that much.
I don't know. Houston 7-3 on a 5-game burner.
Yeah, they just don't have time.
3.5 out.
There's not enough time. I don't think there's enough time.
What are they? 67 games they've played, so they have only 15 left.
The Lakers would have to completely crumble. We can root for, which I'm not saying is impossible.
I'm rooting for it. I'm telling. AD just got poked in the eye pretty bad. There's room for error with the Lakers. Like, it's not crazy to think that they could lose 3 more games or let's say 4, because that's really what will determine this. 4 more games than Houston going down the stretch. It's not that crazy.
Do they play each other? Let's take a look.
Oh, I don't know.
The Rockets and the Lakers do not play for the rest of the season. They play the Warriors once, though. So
okay, same situation.
Yeah, we shall see. I wonder what does the Lakers schedule look like for the rest of the year? I wonder if they've got a lot of Mickey Mouse.
How do we pull up the strength of schedule? Does Tankathon have that? Tankathon. Let's
both have pretty mid schedules. But yeah, Western Conference is very tight. A lot of battles going on for the middle of that conference to see who's going to end where. That's going to be a fun one to watch, just like the middle of the East.
Battle of mid. A mid-off, if you will.
Battle of mid is correct, sir. All right. Let's take a look. Zion Williamson, Sam. Is this an update? What is this? What is this Zion thing that you've put on?
So Zion, not so fat anymore.
Like I've been
we just talked about the Pelicans being good. They're 7-3 in their last 10, knocking on that door for home court, catching up to the Clippers. Wendy was on, I believe, the Hoop Collective talking about the big guy, and he had this to say. I've got people in New Orleans telling me that since December, when the in-season tournament happened, Zion has lost 25 or more pounds and his performance has been excellent. Now, if you guys remember, there was a lot of talk in Vegas in particular when they took the floor for that game against the Lakers and in warm-ups. I think Stephen A was talking about how fat Zion was. Like, he was saying this guy is incredibly out of shape. He was getting a ton of heat for his physique. And people were actually like defending him. They were like, no, like you shouldn't be saying this, blah, 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 blah. Well, looks like the bullying worked. Zion has gotten himself into shape. He's averaging 23 points, just under 6 rebounds, and 5.4 assists since Christmas. And the Pelicans are kind of a sneaky good team now. That Western Conference is no joke, and they're hanging around right by the Clippers, who are a good team. They have Ingram, they have Zion, they have CJ McCollum. They have so many different weapons that could be tough to deal with in a playoff series, just enough to where they can be versatile on offense. If he's getting downhill, moving well, there was that clip where he came out and went coast to coast with like 3.5 seconds left at the end of a quarter, and he scored a layup.
It's nasty.
If he's in shape, you may be getting a little bit closer to that high school mixtape Zion that everybody was so excited about as he was coming into college and then into the draft. Like, I've been hard on him, but he's in shape now. Look out, West. The Pelicans desperately need a rebrand, though.
Yeah, their logo's bad. Everything is
colors
really
are bad.
Good. I wonder if we can see. I wonder if anybody on Twitter is like done a Pelicans rebrand, like you know how Pete Rogers does.
Yeah.
Let me take a look quick.
I don't really know too much about the New Orleans culture. Everyone gravitates towards Mardi Gras, but if you want to go beyond that and you want to come up with a mascot, I don't know what you do.
I don't hate the their city edition ones with like the neon green. I don't think that's terrible.
I think they just need to go away from like the weird tan gold color. It sucks.
Ooh, these are very cool. Wait a second. I don't know where these are from, but these are very cool. These green, and let me pull up a bigger picture. Yeah, look at this.
All right, pull it up.
Green, purple. This looks very cool.
I would be in on this. This works.
Yeah, look at these. These are super cool. Shout out Unofficial Athletic.
That way, there's actually like something exciting about your team for us to all kind of root for. Like, if I was a neutral NBA fan, I'm not buying a Zion jersey just because of the way they look. That dull gold color sucks. I'm sorry, Purdue. It's awful. I would never want my team. I mean, the Celtics have that weird like wood color on the side of their city editions that looks stupid. It's a bad color.
Ooh, someone did the what's it called? They took their city edition jersey and said they should just rock with this, and this is what they did. This is boards.sportslogos.net. The Pelican fan did it, and they took this like bone skeleton jersey and they just like rocked with it. So they added this. I don't know if this is a real thing or not.
That would be cool.
But then look at this. Look at those. Those are heat.
Those are the cities, though. No.
Yeah, but then wait. They go like purple too.
Yep.
Purple edition.
It works.
The white looks fire with the purple and green, and then the Big Easy with the skeleton bones as the pinstripes. I'm in.
The NBA needs to start hiring the right people.
Look at these. Look at these like ghost. Yeah, no, these are very cool.
What if they call them the Skeletons or
Skeletons.
Skeletons?
That's what I see. Yeah. The point is there could be better. They could
Skeletons.
Stop.
I'm trying to like come up with like the best one. Just workshopping. Don't worry about
Shut
it.
up.
But yes, Zion playing well. Credit to Zion.
Well,
Credit is given when due.
It is. People just say the Jazz should give New Orleans their name back because Jazz.
They should.
That doesn't make
sense. They should.
But they won't.
Dive in. What's the Utah rebrand?
Oof. Next up, NBA refs update, Sam. This I was out buying a new microphone, so you got to run me through.
Okay.
This.
So, of course, last week we were talking about the lack of whistles being fire. Well, later in the week, Woj put out an update. He put an article together talking about the different types of things that they have put out there, the league offices, that being. So this is what he had to say. In a meeting with the NBA's competition committee Tuesday, the league office outlined an increased officiating focusing on offensive players hunting out fouls and veering off pathways to the basket into defenders, and how those points of emphasis have impacted a decrease in league scoring, according to a memo shared with teams and obtained by ESPN on Friday. So baseline is they're cutting out the stuff that you would never see in any other basketball game anywhere. Good for them. W. Woj continues, those officiating focuses that were outlined in January and February, so this has been going on a little bit, those point of emphasis memos that the league shared with referees and team officials are believed to have contributed to a recent decline in scoring. So more of what we already knew. Despite a 4-point per team decline in scoring and 1.9 decrease in fouls, which evens out to about 4 free throws, called in recent weeks, league officials told members of the competition committee that there was no directive from the league office to reduce scoring. So I think they are not really trying to reduce scoring or get the offensive production down. They're just trying to take out the cookie cutter ways that guys are getting their points. And to me, that's a victory. It's a step in the right direction because there are things that are happening in these games that are just not basketball. You don't see this anywhere else. And it actually bleeds into the entire world of basketball, where you do occasionally get guys that are just trying to draw fouls. You get guys in men's league that are trying to go out there and just get foul calls. It happened in my last league we were playing in. The team was up in arms with league officials just being like, why aren't you calling a foul for me every single time? It's like, well, you just have to play. It's part of the game. And we've seen them letting them play since the All-Star break, and it's fucking ruled. I've loved it. And who wouldn't love it?
Yeah, credit to the league. I mean, I've never been a big, I don't really care as much. I don't get as passionate as you, but some of the stuff that was getting called and some of the stuff that was happening was whack. I also think it's important that they keep doing it because the league goes through these phases where they emphasize one thing and then they stop doing it. Remember at the start of the year when they called flops on every other possession, and now they just don't call any flops anymore?
Yeah, that lasted 2 games. Because it happened in the Celtics-Knicks opener, and everyone got really mad, and they were like, this is ruining the game. So they got rid of it.
And so I think they need to make sure that they continue to do the things that work and they shut off the things that don't. And a lack of whistles is a good thing. I think let the game flow, let it play. At the same time, somebody gets hit, you got to call it, right? So
it's kind of funny because we had the conversation earlier about we don't want guys to get hurt. And I stand by it. March, April, I don't need to see my players getting hurt in the regular season. I just don't. Especially when you're a team like the Celtics. You have championship aspirations. Now I'm starting to think maybe they should call every foul. But it's just been more fun to watch.
Sam changes his tune.
No, I can't.
Okay. Next thing, which I had to add on here. Sam, JJ Redick starting a new podcast. Did you see this?
I'm devastated.
JJ Redick is starting a podcast called Mind the Game with LeBron James. It'll be a weekly podcast. And as much as Sam hates LeBron, this is probably going to be a really good podcast.
Is it going to be a weekly podcast?
Yeah.
Do we think LeBron's going to commit time every single week? He's a busy guy. This is not me even trying to shit on him. It's just
no, yes.
Is this a realistic standard to uphold?
Yes. The fact that he committed to it and has already said, yep, we're launching it. I believe that it will be a weekly podcast. Do I think there'll be weeks that he might miss? Yeah, inevitably. I think there's weeks that JJ could have to miss. There's stuff that happens, especially when you're an active NBA player. I think it's going to be really good, though. I know you don't like LeBron, but as much as you can dislike him or like him, he's been around, he has seen a lot of shit, and he is one of the smartest players that has lived. And so I think him and JJ Redick, who is also a great basketball mind and loves the game, talking about basketball for an hour will be a good listen. So I'm excited to listen to it.
I think that's a good point. The X's and O's part of this, the scheme part of this, all of the ins and outs of the game are going to be highlighted very well. How many times have you had great talented players, right? Try and step into the media world and actually be great at it, though. Not to say LeBron can't, because he has experience, he's done the movies, etc.
I think JJ's the best.
But he wasn't a megastar. That's what I mean. Like,
Well, how
top
many
of the
megastars
league.
have ever tried? I don't think you've seen a lot of megastars try to do a podcast like this.
Well,
And
I think it's just because a lot of them don't have the best personalities for it.
that's fine, but I think the fact having JJ is like that's not just a coincidence. Like you're
And
getting
it could be
somebody who
across
knows
like
how
other
it
sports
works.
too. Like if you have examples from like football, hockey, baseball, whatever, like fighting. I don't know.
I don't think I do. I just think for all of I know how much you don't like him, whatever. Like for all of that, like LeBron is probably one of the more personable, like
That's what I said.
yeah, megastars there is. And so I think if anybody was going to have a successful stint doing a podcast, it would be him. And the fact that he got JJ to do it with him, who was already like an established podcaster, knows how it goes, like knows how to run it, knows how to like flow. I don't know. I'm really excited. I think this is going to end up being really good and really insightful. Like I'm really excited to listen to them talk about basketball because, again, like as much as this isn't me saying like, oh, LeBron's the great. Like I'm not trying to do that, but you don't get like one of the top 5 players ever just talking about hoops for like an hour like that. That never happens. And so the fact that we're going to get that supposedly every week, like that's sick. Like I think that's really cool.
I think for damn sure Redick is going to be a kick-ass host. I think he's really going to help the flow of the show. Like he's got plenty of experience doing this. His show is successful. So there really isn't a better like guy to help segue LeBron into the talking into microphone for an hour world than JJ. Other like superstar instances of podcasts I can think of is like the Kelsey podcast that everybody loves so much. I haven't listened to a lick of it, but it is
good.
popular and
It's really
people
good.
say it's good. Brady did a podcast, which I don't think works very well.
I didn't listen to it, but
yeah. Edelman has a podcast. I don't know if people listen to that or not.
I haven't listened to it.
It's hit or miss. It's hit or miss. So we'll see. I'll tell you what is LeBron won't get a cent out of me, but maybe people will like it.
I think it'll be good. I'm excited to listen to it. Last NBA thing before we move on. Victor Wembanyama's coming, and he might already be here. It's the go-to statement I say whenever we talk about Wembanyama. This is probably the worst he'll ever be. And he put up 33, 15, 7 assists, and 7 blocks against the Nets last night. You know those Luka TikToks or memes where it's like, this person put up this many points, this and this. If Luka did that, his averages would go down. Have you seen those?
Yes.
I saw when it came up, Wemby put up this, and then the next slide was, I can't even fucking lie. This was insane. I have no rebuttal to this. Like Wembanyama is fucking ridiculous. You have it on here. He's averaging almost 5 blocks a game since the All-Star break. And he is currently leading the league in total blocks. Do you know what the number is by, Sam? I looked at this.
He's lapping the league.
So Victor Wembanyama has blocked 207 shots this year. The next most is Brook Lopez at 165, and Lopez has played in 5 more games than Wemby.
I saw another wrinkle to this All-Star break stat where he is averaging, or he has totaled more blocks than Rudy Gobert, and who the hell was the other guy combined?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Might be Anthony Davis. That's who.
Jared Allen. Was it Jared Allen up there too?
He might be able to take your pick.
Maybe. Also crazy. Derrick White's 14th in total blocks this year, which is insane. But yeah, Wemby. I'll pull up some of the highlights from the Nets game just so we can watch like his absurdities. But dude, this guy is. He is. So when everybody came into like, dude, when he came in the league, everyone was like, "Oh yeah, he's gonna be nasty." I didn't think he'd be this nasty right away. Like this is, I'll put us back down here. This is like next level. Like, dude, he's treating these guys like they're playing on a Nerf hoop, like you always say. Except he's on defense.
It's so easy for him. In the range that he can cover defensively is unlike anything we've ever seen. He can play help defense while defending the opposite corner, and actually be closing out on somebody and then go affect a shot in the paint. That does not happen.
Are we getting Wemby chase down or Wemby transition block? This guy's crazy. There's one shot I want to watch too. That was hilarious. But I want to watch these blocks first. Wemby is going to be one of the most entertaining players to watch in the NBA for the next decade.
Oh yeah,
dude.
No doubt.
Dude. That got reviewed, I think, and changed. I need to find this shot. We can just watch through and skip through. He had one shot. Did you see it on Twitter? It was against Cam Johnson, where he didn't even jump, and he just like put it in the hoop. Oh my God, it'll come up here eventually. But this guy is like people, dude. He's a freak. He's an alien. Like
he
came
looks
to
how
league.
everybody else looks playing on an 8-foot hoop.
He's 2K. He's a 2K character. This is somebody you make 2K when you're 8 years old. And you go, oh, I want to be really tall and play point guard. Here you go. Here's 1B. Dude, Nick Claxton looks like a dude. What the fuck? Nick Claxton looks like a toddler. Nick Claxton is 7 feet tall. 1B is not 7'3", by the way. There's no way. He is so much taller than 7'3".
What's he? He's listed at 7'3"?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lie.
They're lying. He's at least 7'5". He just went behind the back, drove the lane, and made it over Nick Claxton. Once we see the Cam Johnson thing, I'll turn it off. But this, like,
do you know how frustrating it has to be to try and defend him, though?
Oh yeah,
feeling like you did a great job, and then you just have him like barely have to jump and be able to have the extra coordination that you get when you're actually stable on the ground, and just be able to dunk the ball.
Wemby's like guarding or having to guard Taco Fall if Taco Fall had Kyrie Irving's handles and jump shot. Like
and a little bit of speed.
Yeah, and speed and athletic. Like, look at this. Look at this. This looks like it was after the buzzer. This looks like the shot shouldn't have counted, but it was just like in the flow of the game. And this is the most obscene thing I've ever seen in a basketball court. Look at Kevin Ollie acting like Cam Johnson's going to do something. What do you want him to do, brother? Yeah, just Wemby's special. And yeah, shout out Wemby. That's it. Shout out Wemby. All right. Say a March Madness bracket time, which you probably forgot about.
Did not.
Do you have one?
I did. Maybe if you looked at the sheet, chump.
Oh, well, I just got one too. Dick. Pasta's good. We can do this. Yeah. I had snack foods lined up if we wanted to switch up. But
paste it on so when we do the sheet next time, it'll just be like we don't have to search.
I will. Okay. So we are going to rock with pasta for today. Let me share the screen. After I paste this snack food one into the thing. Here we go. Okay. Pasta. Is this pasta shapes or is it in general pasta? I think it's pasta in general.
I think it's like a combination of the shapes and maybe if they have like a special dish for it.
Did you know the Times invention of the year last year was a new pasta shape?
Really?
Yeah. I'll pull it up after we do the thing. But it was a new pasta shape. And it looks good too. So respect. Okay. First one. I'm not going to know any of these. We have shells versus what is this called?
Thick spaghetti.
Thick spaghetti. Okay. We're going to be so close.
Might actually be linguine.
Linguine. I think it is linguine. Nope. Linguine. Is it? I can't tell. Thick spaghetti versus shells. You can yell at us in the comments. I don't care. I like the thick spaghetti.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're one in. We have a disagreement. Shells are a top tier. I'm thinking about if I'm making mac and cheese.
I think shells are mid. I don't know.
Really?
I won't fight you too much because I don't like love thick spaghetti, but I'm not.
I don't even like thick spaghetti though. Like if I'm gonna get spaghetti, I want the thin one.
I disagree. I'd rather a thick one.
Wow.
Yeah, this is insane. I'll go with shells though. I'm not in love with that. We got elbows versus normal spaghetti. I'd rather elbows, and I feel like you're going to say normal spaghetti.
No, I like elbows. Elbows are one of my favorites, actually.
Elbows are good. Next, we have what looks like angel hair versus gnocchi. Gnocchi's fire.
Gnocchi is just a different animal.
I love gnocchi. It's so good.
Is
it in a good way? In a good way?
Good.
Okay, good. Shout out gnocchi.
Bow ties
versus
spaghetti off the bracket.
Yeah, it's tough. Bow ties versus ravioli. That it did. Bow ties versus ravioli. Now, bow ties are elite. Have you ever had fried ravioli?
I've never had fried ravioli, but I do agree I love a bow tie.
Bow ties are good. I'll go with bow tie because like pure pasta shape bow tie is better, but fried ravioli hits different. But bow tie is the better shape. Shells versus elbow. I assume you like shells.
Elbows are fine. Elbows are a really good like top tier pasta, but I think shells are good.
Shells are.
I just think
I
of the
don't know.
Annie's white mac and cheese.
Those are good. Those are
yeah.
good. I'd rather like the like curved ones. So I don't know. Gnocchi versus bow ties. I think gnocchi's gonna win this bracket side.
Okay.
Unless you like bow ties, unless you're a bow tie guy.
I'm just not eating a lot of gnocchi, but it is different.
I'm not either. I don't eat it often, but like it's like lobster. It's like when you have it, it's good.
Okay.
You just don't have it. Do you know
I
what
like
I'm saying?
that case for it. I'm fine with that. That's fine.
But now you have the like regularity, good consistency of elbows versus the, you know what I'm saying? This is like if you put a great cheeseburger up against lobster, because like you can have one all the time and it's great, but you don't get to have one the other things. You know what I'm saying though?
Kind of.
So we got gnocchi versus elbows. Do you have are you leaning one way?
I lean elbows, but
Okay.
I think your case of gnocchi being lobster is kind of funny. So
no,
if you
I'll
have
rock
a
with
strong
elbows.
take,
I'll rock with elbows. It's
okay.
a good, consistent pasta shape. Now we
have
have
little twist versus mac and cheese.
Baby elbow mac and cheese. Is this mac and cheese or is this a shape?
Just say baby elbows, because if it's mac and cheese, that's not fair.
Yeah, no. Baby elbows.
It would be mac and cheese versus uncooked pasta.
Yeah, baby elbows versus twists. Now, spoiler alert: twists maybe a top 2 pasta shape, top 3 pasta shape.
Really?
Twists are electric. Twists are better. Twists are just the goat.
Okay.
Twists are amazing.
You are red hot. You take it.
Mm-hmm. We have
rigatonis.
Rigatonis, yep, versus
tortellinis. I love a rigatoni. I love a rigatoni.
Rigatoni is good. This big penne is what I call it. What is this? Is smooth brained rigatoni? What the fuck?
What
is this?
the fuck?
I don't know what this is.
Oh no!
Versus mini little twists.
Tight spirals.
Yeah, tight spirals.
Tight spirals are fire.
Tight spirals fine with me. Penne versus what the like super twists. I don't know what to call.
Those are good too, but I always get penne if I go out to
penne's
eat.
Penne's a beast.
When I see the spiral ones on that one, I think of Boston Market mac and cheese, which is a top mac and cheese.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Spirals versus rigatoni. Are we gonna have a fight here? Because I'll put it this way. You know what? Let me rephrase.
You are passionate about the spirals, sir.
Well, this is my thing. If I'm having mac and cheese, I want the spirals. If I'm having like a spaghetti or like an Italian dish, I want the rigatoni. You see what I'm saying? So I think they both serve their purpose.
They do.
Which is tough. I won't fight you on it because rigatoni, like this is like a top tier spaghetti pasta shape, but this is a mac and cheese pasta. There is spaghetti pasta and there's or like Italian pasta and there's mac and cheese pasta. So I'll
get you one that can do both. Also, snubbed from this bracket, by the way, is wagon wheels.
What the hell's a wagon wheel?
Exactly what you think.
I know it if I see it.
Pull it up.
Oh. What the hell is wrong with you? You child?
Those are fire for mac and cheese. The cheese gets like stuck in the middle.
We got mini spirals versus penne. Penne's different.
You're right. This is like you have to separate like mac and cheese
this
versus
is mac and cheese,
like chicken parm pasta.
Well, when I see penne, I think of chicken broccoli Alfredo.
Yeah. I mean, like something that you got to do the fist, the hand. But so like when I see the one on the left, I really think of mac and cheese that's like fire.
Exactly.
Do the penne. It's It's class.
Yeah, penne, and then we got penne versus rigatoni. I would argue penne is a beast. I think penne.
I do too. Anytime I go out, I ask for penne,
and I think penne beats elbows.
Yeah, it's the hoss of
penne is so good. Penne's awesome. All right, W. Shout out penne.
Good bracket. I'm sure people will disagree with that.
Of course. Oh, let me find the Times invention.
Okay, we'll see where this would rank.
It was.
I also feel like there's a lot of like childhood memory stuff tied in with pasta, where you can be like, yeah, I remember like having like either red sauce or mac and cheese, where you're like, this was the best.
I need to find it. Why can't I find this? Invention of the year pasta. I swear there was like I sound like a moron now because I can't find it, but it was I saw it on TikTok, and I saw like the person who invented it talking about new pasta shape invented.
I wonder what can you describe it?
Oh, here, yes. I'll put it on the screen.
All right, pull it up.
This is new pasta shape. It's like a curl, like spikes.
It's like a slide.
Yeah. Yeah, it's called. They made
Perfect
it for the
sauceability.
Yep, with tooth sinkability and forkability. Dan Pashman invented it. Yeah,
You got to think about how long pasta's been around, and you got somebody out here trying to reinvent the wheel, and apparently did a good job at it.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying, right? It's insane.
What is this guy's background? What does he not have anything going on?
Dan Pashman is the creator and host of the James Beard Award nominated podcast, The Sporkful, which he produces in partnership
Must have a
with
food background.
WNYC Radio. He's the host of cooking channels You're Eating It Wrong and Good to Know. So he's like a cook.
Yes, he is a food. He has stuff going on. This is part of his job. I gotcha.
Dan Pashman talks new cookbook. Anything's postable. We love him. We love Dan Pashman.
I feel like that's a ripoff.
I don't care. I don't care. We're a Dan Pashman podcast. We gotta get him on the show. Yeah, this looks good though. Like, to his credit, like this looks like a good pasta shape. I'm in. Like, look at the way it's coated. Yeah. What the hell? Sport of inventions. Oh my god, these are other ones he invented.
What the hell is that one on the right? It looks like a top.
Yeah, I don't know if I love that one. It actually looks kind of good. Wait, this one looks sick. The quad rotini. Yeah, no. Sorry. Now I'm getting too in deep. Let's go to the rat list here. Sam, would you like to kick us off?
Would I like to kick us off? Not particularly today. Actually, yeah.
I can go if you want.
Rat list is the fucking Wi-Fi. If you missed Talking C's today, I was absent for at least 5 minutes because not only did the Wi-Fi here in my room go out, but the entire house went down. I was scrambling around. It looks like the main router got somehow turned off. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Because usually, like, okay, if I have the Ethernet in and this one just goes to shit here, then I can have the safety valve of unplugging it and then just relying on the spatial Wi-Fi of the house. That's how we land the plane, like we're Sully there. But no. There was no landing of the plane today. Both the wings broke off and it nosedived into the ocean during Talking C's. Awful.
That's brutal. Ratless, my microphone for breaking. I talked about it at the start of the show. I will add, Ratless, the fact that the Best Buy near me is closed. And it is now like a warehouse where they buy and sell like appliances. It's like microwaves.
Oh, no.
It's like whack. And so I had to drive to the one that's 22 minutes away. And they only had this microphone, which, as much as it's annoying and it's not the good one I like, I do feel kind of cool.
It's cool holding it, yeah.
Right? Is it not cool? It looks.
I like that. I hold mine like that.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'm not too loud or anything, but
no, you sound normal.
Yeah, Ratless, the mic for breaking. That's an expensive mic too. I'm really mad. Like that is a very.
It had a good run for what it's worth. It's not
that's
like
my second of that one.
Okay,
so maybe which I guess in like 2.5 years. So they both had pretty good runs, but still, if I have to buy one mic every year, I'll be okay. Like that's all right. It's my whole thing with is like I use it every day. Like if I'm spending a lot of money on something, I want to like get my money's worth. I use a microphone every single day. Use that microphone. Like it's not like this is something
it's worth spending money on. You're absolutely right.
If I'm gonna buy it, I'm gonna buy a good one because it's something I use.
Ratless, the gym that we play men's league at. So yesterday, I like to get to games early. Jack and I had the discussion before we left yesterday when we were going to leave. I was like, I'm going to leave at this time, blah, blah, blah. I want to go there stretch and maybe get shots up like in between breaks of the other game. So a couple of our teammates and I are in there waiting for the thing to start. And the game before us goes into halftime. So Worth and I go out there to get some shots up, and they're like, "Hey guys, you guys actually have to wait outside of the little like the court is like
What?
behind glass, and it's like in a room." They were like, "Yeah, next teams up are supposed to wait outside the glass." Because apparently last session there was a fight where somebody that was waiting to play the next game was talking shit to one of the players, and they got mad.
Oh, what the hell?
Basketball fights of that nature are my favorite thing because it's always like, yeah, like they got heated and then fought each other. It's like the reason they were getting heated is because one of those guys isn't good at basketball. So instead of getting good at basketball, he just decided to try and fight somebody.
Well, the ref was talking to us about that when we were at the free throw line. Like we were lined up to like get the rebounds and someone shooting, and he goes, "It's nice to have two teams who just like play basketball without having to cuss, like swear at each other and fight." Like
it is remarkable to me. Some of the people that like I take men's league seriously. I want to win. I'm there to compete. Like I'll choose somebody out if I don't think they're playing right, but I'm not going to get mad at the officials or get mad at the other team. Like they're doing what they're there to do.
For what it's worth, like obviously it was fun for us because we blew them out. But like the other team we played yesterday was cool. Like they were all fun. Like they were having a good time. Like that big guy and I were like having fun conversations. I will forever now like say I blocked a 6'8" guy.
Yeah, you
like,
played good defense.
Huge. And then he blocked the shit out of me to end the game.
It was really mean, actually.
Which was really funny. He looks at me. He goes, "I can't let you do that." I go, "Come on, man, give me a break." And then there was the other guy, like the only guy who was making shots for them, who was laughing with me when I shut him down too.
He had nobody moving. He was
like
he was in basketball hell.
If I can have 5 rebounds, a block, and an assist, I'm happy every time. I don't need to score. No one needs to see my jump shot.
Jack is Luke Cornett. If you don't notice him, he's playing well.
I love it. I love being Luke Cornett. I get the Tice whistle sometimes though, which kind of sucks. But rat list. I had one from Ball yesterday. Oh, you know what I was gonna say? You know who will get in a fight on our team?
Tyler.
Yes.
He was off his rocker yesterday. Dude,
did you hear what he said to one of the guys?
He said everything. Like he would not stop.
Oh, he said to one of them, he's like something about him being Spanish. The guy just goes, "I'm not even fucking Spanish." And I'm like, "Oh, what are we doing, brother?" And he goes, "Oh, what you?"
Well, Tyler's Spanish. Like, he's like, I want to say he's like Dominican a little bit.
He's just he'll like someone will shoot it. He goes beans. He goes he likes beans. I'm like, dude,
just play. I don't get it. It drives me nuts.
I love him. He's hilarious, but it's like yeah, dude. You were in the game. Me and Joel. Me and Joel were on the bench watching y'all play, and when you and Worth First of all, Worth needs to fucking shoot the ball. I'm sorry. Like the passes are cool, but when he passes up a wide open 3 for like they worked yesterday, but like the flashy things, the ref would just turn to us and go, "What the fuck?" And, like the ref was just like damn, that guy can pass. Like every time y'all would run the floor, the ref would just be turning to me and Joel like, "What the hell? This is fun. Like, where'd you find these guys?" But I was gonna ratless on my way to the microphone. To get the microphone, I should say. We passed through a school zone, and
fuck
school
them kids.
Zone, 20 miles an hour. The car in front of me, letter of the law.
Yeah, respect.
I'm going exactly 20 miles an hour through this school zone. There's no one in the school zone.
Yeah,
it's 12. It's noon. There's no one there. You can go a little bit faster.
Well, the kids are technically in school. Like,
yeah, but they're not outside. Like,
it's true. There's truth to that. I get it.
My thing with the school zone and most speed limits is, yes, it is there for a reason, but it is also the spirit of the speed limit, not the letter of the law. Like there needs to be an understanding. Yeah, it's like the spirit of the rule, not the actual rule. Because like if no one's there and it's a 20 mile an hour because it's a certain thing, like if it's 2 a.m., I'm not going 20 miles an hour. I'm sorry. There's no one else on the fucking roads. Like I'm going to go like a reasonable speed, but I'm not going to follow the speed limit that is there for when it is a pop-in time of day at 3 a.m. So when it's noon and no one's outside in the school zone, like if it's 9 a.m. or 3 p.m. in a school zone, yeah, I'll go 20 miles an hour. I'll go slow. I'll be conscious of the people around me, but I don't need to fucking do that when there's no one there. And the best part is we exit the school zone and it goes from 20 miles an hour to 30 miles an hour. And I watch the car like physically go, oh, it's 30 now, and they just go boop and right up to exactly 30. I'm like, I'm just gonna run into you. I'm gonna crash the car. I'm so mad.
I feel that. So near me, like where I went to elementary school, I guess they're renovating the building or something. So there's no kids actually going to school, but they
Sure.
still have the sign that flashes school zone during school hours.
Yep.
It's like there's literally not even school. There's not even school, and you got you're wasting energy, plain and
Fuck
simple.
them kids. Fuck them kids.
Fuck them grandkids too with the planet.
So fucked. It's so cooked.
Ratless coffee shops that close early. I don't know if I've done this on the show before, but when I eventually have money someday, I'm going to open a coffee shop that is just open like any hours that you may want it. That's not like a Dunkin'. Like
24/7.
I was like hanging out yesterday. I was like, oh, I'd love a coffee. It's like 2 p.m. You cannot go to a local coffee shop and get a coffee.
Just go to
You
Dunkin'.
can go to Dunkin', but I don't feel like going to Dunkin'. I like going to the local place. I like the brewed flavors. I like the vibe of going into a coffee shop. You get out of your car, you go in. It's different than going into a Dunkin'. I understand the convenience of a drive-thru. I love the drive-thru. I love it. But I like going into a coffee shop. I like to go in there, like look at the little pastries in the little glass. I'm like, oh, I would eat all those, but I'm not going to eat them. And then you just get your coffee, you put your sweetener in, and you leave. It's great. You look at all the menu items. It's actually gotten difficult to look at menus in the drive-thru.
You sound like a white suburban mom.
I'm not. I'm definitely not.
That is what when you go, ooh, I see all the pastries.
You gotta
but
go
I'm
look at
not
the
gonna
little
eat 'em.
pastry. You can look at the
I'm not
little.
gonna eat 'em,
Sometimes they
though.
have donuts. I live my life like a suburban mom. What do you want out of me? But
Respect,
yeah,
fair enough.
I think they should be open past like 3 p.m. Like I would open a coffee shop that's open till like 8, and I would also serve like regular like sandwiches.
They need more people like you because the reason they can't open till 8 is because they just don't have enough business to make it feasible for them to be open.
Yes and no. I feel like before the pandemic, they would always just be open all the time. But I guess then they realized like the numbers don't stack. That's why I would say
Yeah.
that you have to have like sandwiches or something that like brings in traffic late in the day. But I want to be able to get like good local brewed coffee, like not at like noon
Mhm.
at the latest. You know what I'm saying?
How many Dunkins do you have in your town?
A billion.
Like how many? Though?
When I go out for a run, when I'm healthy and like I'm doing my full run, I run by 3 Dunkins.
Well, how big is your town?
Warwick is the 3rd biggest city in the state.
Oh wow!
So there's a billion Dunkins.
So
But
what's that population? I'll look it up.
that's a good question. I actually
'cause
don't know. We have we have 2 high schools. We used to have 3.
Oh wow! I only ask because like I think my town has a lot of Dunkins, but you say yours does. But I bet that's just a product of your town's a lot bigger than mine. Warwick population is 83,000. Okay, yeah, that is a lot bigger because Easton's is excuse me.
But just in
20
general, like
28.
Rhode Island, like if you just drive around wherever, you're gonna find a Dunkin'. Like they are everywhere.
Well, you're talking to I'm living in Massachusetts. So yes,
Yeah,
I agree
But
with you.
like just because like my city itself, like yeah, if you want to tally up the Dunkins in Warwick, you can do that. But like in like an X amount of mile radius, it's probably the same.
Well, yeah, I'm saying like my town is 28,000 people, and I think we have 5 Dunkins. Like that is crazy. That you don't need that many Dunkins.
Yeah.
Like one, I'm trying to think. We have one up there, 2, 3. Yeah, I think 4 or 5 Dunkins, which is crazy. And no
There's-
McDonald's. No McDonald's.
No
At least-
McDonald's, huh?
There's one like less than 10 minutes that way of me. It's just not in Easton. But the fact that there's there's only one McDonald's within a 15-minute radius of me, which is crazy. Like I feel like that's kind of insane. Or maybe 2. But
Do they
I don't
have? Let me see if I can find like a total list. Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3. We
Get a
have 3,
Wendy's, though.
6, 9, 12, 15, 18, including 2 at the airport. 18 Dunkins in Warwick.
that is crazy. Sorry. My microphone doesn't have a mute button. So whenever I want to mute, I have to go to the StreamYard tab. So it's taking me a second.
It's tough.
Yeah, I think Easton has 5. Okay, Easton, Maryland. Fuck you. That's not at all what I meant. you
Tough.
piece of shit. Fuck off. That's so whack. Yeah, I think there's 5 at Easton. But anyways, ooh, I didn't know that one existed. I guess one's technically in Brockton too. I'm getting distracted now. I don't know if I have any more rat list. I can talk about the weekend though. I don't know if I have any rat lists. Oh, my friend Brian, before we went out this weekend, he made a list, power rankings, if you will, of the people that went, and he just updated his list of I like this person the best. I like this person the least. I'm ranking
have
all 20
that.
people we're going out with.
But I have that for like a wedding party. Like whenever I eventually get married, like who will be in, like my groomsmen.
Yes. See, your difference is he made a notes app and shared it with us all, and so we could see where we live ranked for the weekend.
Yeah, nobody's seeing where they're at on my groomsmen
No,
list.
I went from 8th out of 20 up to 6th.
There was 20 of you?
Down to 12. Yes.
That sounds awful.
No, it was a good time. It was fun. Down to 12. And the reasoning was, he goes, you watched me update the list down in the rankings, and so I dipped. Brian was on TV though, so we were at the Harp, which is a bar by the TD Garden, and they brought bagpipes in, like live bagpipes in while we were there, and they put it on Nesson, like they just showed, oh, look what was happening today, and you could just see Brian, who's like 6'4"-ish, 6'3"-ish, like our height,
sticking out,
sticking up above everybody, so you could just see him like hanging out to the bagpipes on TV. And we told him, we go, Brian, you're on TV. He goes, you're fucking. Then he started getting mad at us. We're like, no, you were literally on TV. He goes, oh, my bad. Sorry, guys. So that was a good time. That's all I got though. The weekend was fun. It was boring. We didn't even drink that late into the night. Like we started drinking early, but then we just like burnt out, I guess, and we just stopped. So like I was hungover by like midnight, and then I wasn't hungover the next morning. So I was like,
there you go.
It was like a good trade-off, I guess. But yeah, that's all I got.
Final quick rat list is I guess I don't really care about this, but people are mad. The NCAA tournament selection committee, because only 3 teams from the Big East got in, and I guess this is like a thing of controversy. Woo, bad.
Who got in?
Not Providence.
Did BC get in?
No. So UConn got in, Creighton got in, and Marquette, all of the 3 best teams. But like there are a bunch of Big East teams that were like maybe in, maybe not in. PC did not get in. Villanova did not get in. St. John's did not get in.
Villanova didn't get in?
There's like one more team that should have maybe got in, and they didn't.
Let me look. Big East standings. This is tough.
Seton Hall was the last team. And they were all like on the bubble. I don't know about how tournament selection goes, so don't get mad at me. I think it's weird. Like Big East is like one of the best conferences in the whole college basketball, and they barely have any representation.
BC's not even Big East. I'm stupid as hell.
Oh, I thought you said PC.
No. Sorry, I said BC.
Yeah,
They're Atlantic.
BC is ACC.
They sucked anyway, so I
BC sports are semi-dead.
Yeah, they were dog shit. They were 19 and 15 overall. They just had a bad conference record. Damn, Louisville was horrible. Oh my god, they were 8 and 24. That's bad.
For Kobe.
Anyways,
all right,
we can wrap there. Thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate it very much. Make sure to like and subscribe so I can afford my new microphone. No, I'm just kidding. We appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. Did the background change for you? It's different for me.
It hasn't changed for me, but it is set to Celtics.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'll just click it. But thank you for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe to How About Them Celtics. Some glitch going on with our background. I don't know what's happening. I'll try to fix it by going there to there. There we're back. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe. Check us out on all podcast platforms. We appreciate it very much. Comment down below what's popping or just whatever you want. Just come hang out with us. Playoffs starting soon. We're ramping up. Playoffs are a big time for us, so there'll be a lot of new faces. Get in early. Don't be a be a bandwagon if you want. You can be a bandwagon.
Get in early.
Yeah. Well, but I'm saying if you'd like to bandwagon, at least bandwagon with us. Let us be your bandwagon guide.
Just get in.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. I'll let Sam wrap it up.
Hey, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our daily uploads. We're putting these pods out Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. We have Talk and Seas live with Bobby Kravitsky on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Anytime there's a game, we are live a half hour before, and the game recap will be up the next morning on the channel at 5 a.m. So you don't want to miss any of it. Subscribe, hit the bell, leave a like, comment, the whole 9. You can also find us on Spotify and Apple. We are there with the pods and game recaps, audio only. So if you want them there, you can follow us. Leave a 5-star review. We'd appreciate it. Emails. As you saw today, we do read the emails on the show. You can email us hbtcpod@gmail.com. It's a great way to get in touch with us. you can get yourself on that email list. You can find us on socials at How About Them C's, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. The Facebook is just the name of the podcast. Our streams are there. They're on YouTube, and they are on Twitter. Jack's Twitter's at Jack's Money NBA. Mine is at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us.